Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM19 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's season 4, episode 11, and we finish our longest season of the series so far, remarkably with a playoff final in League 2 for Stevenage. I couldn't avoid the spoilers for this one. If you missed the last couple of episodes, they're still very much well worth going to check out, but they've culminated in us reaching the Wembley final. We're playing Rochdale, and what a season it's been, considering we started at Slough Town, very angry and frustrated at our director of football there. Of course, this will be the 5th game in a row that you'll see on camera over 3 episodes, so there's no need to tell you what's been happening since the last episode. The only change for us really is that Morgan Whittaker's fit enough to be on the bench again today. Mitch Burford's still out, so our revelation Georgiou continues at left back. Rochdale are slight favourites and are one of the only teams in better form than us, so we go into this one a little bit nervy and concerned about what we can do. We're very much the underdogs. We were 22nd when we joined the club, and as I said in the last episode, I'm not really feeling too much pressure. If we don't go up, it's still been a remarkable achievement. Though of course once you get to the Wembley final, you want to do it. Let's have a look at the team for today. I think it's just the one change from the last episode, the second leg of the semi-final. We've dropped the gutsy call of Berry in central midfield. I think Paul Jewell might have got that one wrong. James Ferry comes back in for him. Joel Ward's left on the bench as he's just a youngster and he hasn't played much football since his injury. But having the likes of him, McKee, Whittaker, Berry and Draper on the bench will surely help us towards the end of this game if we are in a tricky position. We've got George in goal, the star of the second half of this season. He's been absolutely remarkable between the sticks and will do very well to get a better keeper than him next year. I'll task my director of football with keeping him and fingers crossed he'll be able to pull it off. Although there are some bigger clubs in for him. Wilding and Georgiou are the fullbacks with Wilkinson and Denham at centre-half, Smart and Ferry in central midfield with Kennedy, Flores and Archibald in behind the striker Walland. We've mentioned the game changers on the bench and fingers crossed one of them can do something special. There's no point holding it up any longer, let's get into it and see if we can get a result. Very much time to cross the fingers. Rochdale going with the flat 4-4-2. Is that Leighton Clarkson in central midfield? He's been a bit of a star in our Torquay save. Wow, he's not quite as good in this one, is he? Is he starting for them in central midfield? I'm suddenly feeling a lot more confident. He's only made 2 appearances. I don't know what's going on here. Why is he starting this game? But either way, that's just filled me with a lot of optimism for today's game. Let's hope we can get a result. They've got some stars in there aside from that. The likes of Callum Camps in central midfield, Ken Lott the left back. They're both very good players and it looks like Clarkson's just a one-off in there. He's still got pace, so I'm sure he'll come back to haunt us in this one. We're going to tell the lads to prove a point. They've got some motivation again and fingers crossed we can just play as we have been recently. If we do that, we'll certainly compete. It's Clancy in the middle for Clarkson. We've mentioned him as a weak link, but he keeps possession comfortably there. Callum Camps comes forward and the highlight ends, but now we're in again. A couple of minutes gone. It's Georgiou on the left. We've got a bigger pitch here, so hopefully we'll be able to spread the play better. Smart finds Flores. Back to Smart again. He's got the left back Georgiou supporting. He goes inside to Smart again. We're keeping the ball well. We're looking confident and composed. Ferry gets it out to the right back Wilding. Plenty of width on offer. He goes down the line to Kennedy, who will surely be looking to cut in. He doesn't. He goes back to Wilding again. Now Smart cuts inside, beats his man. Good ball for Flores. Goes for the shot, but he was offside as he put it into the net, but the keeper had already seen the flag. Clarkson's got the ball in the middle for Rochdale to Camps. He gets it out to the left to Barnes. Cuts inside. What a finish that is. Rory Barnes with a goal for Rochdale. And George could do nothing about that. It's 1-0 to Rochdale. And it's fully deserved based on that strike. It's Thomas with the ball in midfield for Rochdale. He gets to the edge of the box unopposed. Goes for the shot. But it's just over the bar. And we can deal with that comfortably. 20 minutes gone, it's a throw on the right for Wilding. Flicked on, it's gone back to Archibald. Goes for a spectacular effort, but it hits the first man and it's cleared away. We still don't look like scoring, but we're coming forward in numbers again with Kennedy. Cuts inside, it's a good tackle on him. And now they can counter with Barnes. He runs over halfway, there's no opposition. What's going on here? It's an easy ball for Clancy, and he shoots and George has to make a good save. Terrible defending, and it's a Rochdale corner. Camps with a delivery, and in swinger, he just caught everyone out. He goes back to the edge of the box. Barnes with a shot, but it hits his own man who was in an offside position. A quarter of the game gone, we're 1-0 down, and are looking under a lot of pressure against a very good side. Georgiou gets the ball inside to Wilkinson. He finds Smart. Wilkinson again out to Georgiou on the left. We knocked the camera there. We're getting a little bit overexcited by this one. Wilkinson to Smart. Back to Georgiou. He goes down the left-hand side. Can he find someone? We're just keeping it. We need to show a bit of urgency. We're so often quick coming forward, but not this time. And now Flores does put that in. Great ball through to Walland, and he's equalised. I judged them too soon. They were slowing it down for a reason, and as they got back and gathered momentum, Flores put a brilliant ball through, and Walland scores again. We're level at Wembley, and we're back in this playoff final. Murphy's got the ball at the back for Rochdale and goes long. Finds Wilkinson, and now Ferry can bring it away. Can we gather momentum, or are we going to slow it down again? Georgiou back to Ferry. They keep playing a 1-2. There doesn't seem to be any urge to get forward, and Smart goes back to Flores again. Flores on the edge to the left to Archibald. He's got to get across him, but goes all the way back to Georgiou, the left back. Now Ferry, Flores. Can he provide another moment of magic? Into Archibald, beats his man, and Rowley has to tip it behind for a corner kick. A brilliant effort and a lovely move again. Kennedy with the outswinging corner, finds Walland, but it doesn't quite meet his head as Rowley takes it off him, the Rochdale keeper. Now Camps with a corner at the other end. Ferry knocks it away as far as Clarkson, and I thought he was going to score there, just as we mentioned him as a weakness. Garrick with a follow-up header, and it's straight as Shamal George. Half an hour gone, a brilliant game, but they've got the better of it. We've got to half-time with no further damage. We're still level somehow. It's not really deserved. Rochdale have dominated everything via the possession, and we haven't created too many shots on target. Paul Jewell wants us to tell him it was excellent, which shows just how much of the underdogs we are today. They all look delighted, and hopefully they'll show that in the second half. Flores gets it out to the right back, Wilding from the kickoff, and Leon Smart can bring it forward. He goes back to Wilding again, into Smart. Can we create something early in the second half? Catch them out perhaps. Ferry back to Smart again, and he starts to move forward this time. Kennedy and Smart played a 1-2. Smart brings it down the left to Archibald. He's beating his fullback. He's got back and deflected the cross, and he's cleared away for Rochdale on the counter now. So much pressure. It's end-to-end football, but they're creating far better chances with theirs. Camps gets the ball in the middle to Barnes. Great tackle by Wilding. Now Smart can bring it away. It's a very long highlight to start the half. Flores with a brilliant ball down the left for Archibald. Walland's in the middle if he can find him. He does, and Walland puts it in the top corner. We lead against the run of play. A wonderful ball from Flores for the second time in this match, and this time it's Archibald with the cross to find Walland's head. He's been brilliant when it mattered most. After a terrible 2 or 3 months at the start of his career here, he has really turned on the style in the last month and a half of the season. Brilliant from Walland, and we've just got to hang on now, and we'll be playing League One football next year. Camps gets the ball up to Thomas though. They're not out of danger yet. They're brilliant players, and they're going to test us right the way to the end. Kenlock with a delivery. Denham clears. Now Smart, back to Wilding. We've just got to get it out of there. They're so composed, the lads, but it makes me nervous. They've given it away this time, and there you go. They'd put it in, but luckily the flag was up. I didn't think it was offside, but we'll certainly take it if the assistant wants to give it. A quarter of the game to go. It's Ferguson with a throw from the right. Archibald knocks it away as far as Flores. A third moment of magic wouldn't go amiss from him. Brilliant run down the left and puts it inside to Walland. Now Ferry. Ferry back to Smart. We've just got to keep possession and wait for the opportunity. Tries to force the ball and it's cleared away easily. But he's got another chance. Smart again. He's really come into his own in the last few months. Kennedy gets it back to him again. They play a 1-2 for the second time. The Wilding right back supporting. Back inside to Smart. They're keeping it. It's really professional play. Smart again for the third time. Now Flores opens up, goes for the effort and it clips the post on its way wide. A wonderful effort from him and he's had a very good game. Let's make a couple of changes. There's not long left. We need to get Kennedy off. He's looking a bit tired. Morgan Whittaker will come on for him and we'll switch Archibald to his preferred right hand side. They're both in their natural position then. We don't want to risk any more just yet. We might need some time wasting subs towards the end. 15 to go and it's Ferry with a free kick. What an effort that is. Hits the bar and the rebound's in from Walland, but it's not a dream hat-trick at Wembley. He was offside and the flag rightly goes up. Just over 10 to go and we're starting to look threatening on the counter. Flores gets the ball back to Ferry. Smart again. It's been all us in the last 15 minutes. Archibald with a shot. Tipped wide by Rowley. A brilliant effort. And the keeper's forced to make a good save. It's going to be an in-swinging corner from Georgiou. The left back's coming up to take it. He's had another good game there. He's got no right to be playing well in that position. But he's just been brilliant. Smart gets it to Walland, who's drifted out to this left. In towards Archibald, but Camps heads away. And now Barnes brings it forward over the halfway line. line. Charging down the left, no one can get back with him. We need to get a challenge in here, and it's deflected behind for a throw-in after a brilliant recovery run from Wilding. Camps gets the ball from the throw-in. He's got the ball on the edge again, second time lucky. Inside to Levers, good effort, but it's just wide of the post, and we can still deal with that all day. A few minutes before we go to time wasting, but there's another sub or two to be made yet. Smart's looking a little bit tired. We'll bring Joel Ward on for him, and in a couple of minutes we'll do the same with McKee for Ferry. We don't want to risk things too early, just in case they get an equaliser. But here is Smart. He's not come off just yet. He's got the ball in the middle of the pitch to Flores. He's charging at the defence again, goes back this time to Wilding. Not quite so much attacking intent. Good game management. Smart from the edge goes for the effort though, but it's just over the bar, and it would have been a dream last contribution for the game. But with 3 or 4 minutes left, we've got to think about the other one now. Ferry's off, McKee's going to be on for him, and we've just got to see out time. As soon as this sub's made, we're going to drop back again as Flores has the ball in attacking midfield. Archibald cuts inside from the right, beats 2, goes for the shot. Kenlock deflects it behind. He followed him all the way, to be fair, and we've got a corner kick, but we're going to make some changes now. We're going to time waste all the time, be disciplined, play for set pieces. You know the drill by now. Regroup, hold our shape, slow the pace down, and we're going to swap to cautious once we get a chance. Here it is then, the corner comes in from Georgiou. Archibald heads it in at the front post. Where was the defence for Rochdale? There were 3 men unmarked in the 6-yard box, and we are going up. What a remarkable finish to the season. We started at Slough Town. We came home to this job in 22nd place in the league, threatened with relegation. They've scored again now with a minute and a half left, and I might be celebrating too early. We scored in the first minute of stoppage time to go 2 ahead, and now it's back down to 1 with just 30 seconds later. Archibald gets the ball on the right. It would be such a great achievement though. After coming here in 22nd halfway through the season, to get promoted would have been unexpected, and Flores nearly wrapped it up there, but he's put it just wide of the post. And now it's a throw for Rochdale on the right with just 25 seconds left. I'm sure there'll be a bit more due to the 2 goals, It's out to the right, Wilding clears, and Kenlock's going to get a second chance. He goes back to Ferguson, into Levers. It would be crushing if we conceded here. Ferguson goes for the cross, but it's blocked, and we're back to very defensive this time. Ferguson will take it. The time's up, referee. Blow the whistle. Whittaker just hacks it away, and Wallen brings it over halfway. A cynical foul from Delaney, but Wallen has done just enough in this match-winning performance. A brilliant display from him, and we're deservedly into League One. Wilkinson will take all the time in the world, use all of that experience. It's long over the top and no one even chases it. Rowley starts again at the back for Rochdale, but we're into a 5th minute now, and the whistle has to go eventually. It's down the left-hand side, there's still no sign of it. Denham heads away, Ward flicks it on. Archibald over halfway. Nail-biting stuff here. Archibald gets it back, but he's lost out to Camps. It's over the top and Denham does brilliantly. Ward gives it to McKee, and the whistle finally does go. There we are celebrating. The beautiful grey and pink suit gets its outing. Hasn't had one of them yet in FM19, I don't think. But we've won a trophy technically. I know the playoffs don't count. I'm not a big fan of it. But we are promoted to League One, and that's the most important thing. We may well get some big job offers this summer, but it will take a lot to tempt us away from Stevenage. What a turnaround we've done here, and it further proves that those first 2 clubs were just a bit unfortunate for us. We're not a bad manager, and we're starting to prove it quickly now. Let's tell the lads they were absolutely brilliant. Paul Jewell doesn't need to tell us what to say in this one. Wonderful stuff. We've asked them why they can't do it more consistently. I didn't even notice that was what I said. That's how excited we are now. Let's go and look at what was said about the game. We've won the League 2 playoff final. We were in control apparently. It certainly didn't seem it. We're promoted to League 1. We'll look at the budgets. That's the most important thing. No transfer budget. 33 on the wage. I don't know what we're spending at the moment. Let's have a look. We're spending 23, so that's not bad actually. I would imagine a few of them have promotion wage rises in. Our director of football organises all the contracts, so we have no idea. The next item's the one we really want to look at. We've led them to promotion. Graham Wesley suddenly singing my praises. He was shouting about how terrible I was a few months ago, so he can go away. The board are delighted at an unexpected promotion. Achieving the unthinkable really does work this time. Walland was fantastic. Let's go and praise him for his display. He did everything we needed to today, and hopefully we can keep him next year, now he's found his feet here. Stevenage received nearly 500,000. What does that do for the finances? We've nearly levelled up. That's absolutely fantastic. We've nearly got back to break even, and that's a brilliant end to the season there. Before we do our end of season review, I'm going to be really cheeky and have a look at what jobs are on offer to see if there's anyone who might come in for us during the summer. Realistically, we've got to be looking at 2.5 3-star as a maximum. So maybe Cardiff, who have just stayed up in the Championship, that would be a big step up. The likes of Dundee in the Scottish Premiership, although they've been relegated, so I don't know if I'd want that. Other than that, it's just whether we get one of the relegated sides in France or Germany. I'd be happy to take them, but it's up to us. We're not going to chase other jobs. We're happy here, but if we get an offer, we'll certainly consider it. Let's quickly go and do an end of season review. It won't be the most coherent because we're very excited about this. What a fantastic achievement. And the man at the top of the list, the goalkeeper, Shamal George, deserves so much credit. If we go to the selection info, he's one of only 3 players to average above a 7. One of the others only played 2 games and the other was Walland, who came into his own at the end of the season. Brilliant signings from our director of football, you have to say. All 3 of those were his signings. The 6th one on the list, Leon Smart, was another one of his January deals, so he takes a lot of credit for what we've achieved this year, as does Paul Jewell, who was brilliant support for me. If we look at the appearances, we won't know this because we weren't here for the first part of the season. Luke Wilkinson, we mentioned him as a key man. Wesley was shouting about how poor he was when we joined the club. Well, he's proven him wrong. He's been absolutely magnificent, and if he's wanted by another club, he certainly isn't going. Listen to that, my director of football. Don't let him go. Wilding, Kennedy, Archibald, Denham, all the usual suspects are up there. Flores, Ferry and Georgiou as well. I do have to give him a special mention. We talked about him going because he was one of the highest earners and not a great winger. But my word, has he proven to be a brilliant left back, and he's just about got us over the line. If we look at the goal tally for the season, Wallen gets 12 in just half a year. Brilliant from him, and if he could finish, he'd be absolutely wonderful. Whittaker got to 10 as well. Archibald and Kennedy on 9. Flores on 7. Ferry on 5. And you can see there's just goals from everywhere. There's no real standouts. Moraes, we have to mention before he left. He got a few too. And we're in a wonderful position going into League One. As long as we can keep a couple of these loanies, which our director of football will surely do. Lastly, moving on to assists, 1 player reached double figures. It was Archibald there, Ward just behind on 9, Kennedy on 8 and Flores 6, Georgiou with 4, and 3 of those were while he was playing left back, and a few others contributed too. A wonderful season. Let's finish on the competition screen. They were out of everything when we got here, but we have won the playoff final. What a wonderful season for the club, and a wonderful season in my career here. Hopefully we'll get a bigger offer, but we'll have no problem staying with Stevenage and managing at the highest level yet. We'll be in League One next year and we'll be back for that in the next episode. But if you did enjoy this one, please put a thumbs up on it. Let me know down in the comments what you think our director of football needs to do. I'm not thinking about that with a clear head at the moment, so maybe you guys will. Let us know what you think of the achievement. Surely this is the best episode of the series so far. It certainly is from my point of view, although it might upset those of you who enjoy seeing us struggle. But subscribe to the channel for daily FM19 content, more from this story as we move into League One, as well as our One Club series part of the furniture with Torquay United, where we're embroiled in a promotion battle, and hopefully the same can be said there too. There's also weekly content from my FIFA 19 lower league career with Crew Alexandra. That's every Friday at the same time, 4:30, as well as all our other content. And for the next couple of weeks, keep your eye out on the Friday for the Newcastle Challenge. We're doing the extra season that quite a few of you requested, and that's out at a slightly earlier time of 3 each Friday. But a massive thanks for watching this one. Chuck a thumbs up if you enjoyed seeing us get promoted and win the big Wembley final. And we'll see you next time for the start of our League One season, or maybe at a new club.